Noble there offering Chris Jones, and he's going to take both players. Noble there has come back on the ice incensed after taking that blow earlier, and he wants to fight Chris Jones, and here comes Trevor Hendricks. They're going to let these guys go here. Hendricks is going to come in for Jones, and away they go. Hendricks unloads, and down goes Noble. Still unloading, linesman have got to get in there. There's Noble there, a bit off more than he could chew, and he wants more, but he's got his face on the ice here. And then Hendricks is in town. More often than not, that's where you're going to end up, John.
Yeah, a couple of points on that, Alan. I think, and I like the fact that Noble is stepping up to make hits. He wants to challenge players at the blue line, and I like what he did there with Jones. But I think Jones felt the hit was maybe a little bit high. But Jones, he did lead with a slash there. There was a clear slashing motion. Noble wasn't happy with that, and I can understand why Noble was talking a little bit of trash there to Jones.
We're going to see a call now. It's physical. It's Noble again, and in comes Lord. And here we go behind the net. Are they going to get a chance to break free as Lord just dives on top of Noble there? And Lord is just firing right hands in, firing away at Noble, and he didn't like what happened there. I didn't see who it was from the Devils. And Lord again with a huge right hand finds its way through to the jaw of Noble. And I think we're going to see Lord get tossed from this game here, more than likely. But he doesn't like that. He wants to go.
Yeah, well, Noble, I kind of like the way he plays bigger than his size. He's looking to be physical, but maybe I just think occasionally when he's hitting these guys, he's hitting them a little bit high, and something extends Andrew Lord there.
Valavic there for company, and now we get a little bit of a scuffle along the boards. Are they going to go? Yes, they are. Carl Hudson and Lawrence out of the box, and away they go straight away. Lawrence and Hudson. Hudson, you're not the kind of guy that normally gets involved in this kind of stuff, and Lawrence has the more experience, and now he unloads on Hudson. Good few right hands, but Hudson comes back. Now Lawrence with a good angle, gets the punches in. Down goes Hudson, and he's still firing away with Hudson on the floor. But a good fight there. Hudson there, we saw perhaps earlier with Noble biting off a bit more than he could chew, and Hudson there not known for his fighting, and Lawrence knows how to handle himself, and he dished out a few good right hands.
Hudson's a gamer, and he wanted that fight when he came out of the penalty box. He initiated the confrontation, but Carl Hudson, I think, has been split open here. As soon as Lawrence got that right hand free, he was throwing some bombs, and he's a tough guy, and credit to Hudson for taking that fight. But, you know, I said this about Lawrence in earlier on in the second period.
With a poor angle on the attempt as Godfrey will marshal Salters to the half-boards. Walton. And Ashley Tate, who loses his edge. And shoots Walton into the pads of Stewart. Lee Salters and Kevin Noble down there, pushing and shoving.
Well, we had a little bit of afters down in front of us there, Tanaka and Batch. Oh, and it's still going on. It's still
Boris
going on.
comes in, and the gloves are off.
Big Boris is on. He's not having that. You go and push the little guy around. Well, let's have a look at you.
Batch just getting his arm free. Throws an overhand punch at the back of Valavic's head. This is the first look the Blaze fans will have of Valavic in a scrap in Blaze colours. He's just trying to get an arm free. So far, Josh Batch has dominated the scrap.
Eventually just loses footing. Valavic may have punch thrown.
Puck play Chase Kirker, his opposite number. Here come the Devils. And there's something going on down on the bench.
Somebody's leaning into the Coventry bench and throwing punches.
Well, I didn't see what started that.
Who it is.
I did not see what started that at all.
That's Salters again.
Yep, that's Lee Salters. He is really kicking off.
Now Lord is really going for it.
Lord's having a go as well. I did not see what started that. That seemed like a bit of afters.
Wow. It was only the sound of the crowd that alerted me to it, Ed.
Yeah, me too. I was following the play. I think he looked like he was going after Kevin Noble again.
Yeah, looks that way.
What can he do? He's got the puck off Josh Batch. Carl Lauzon on the backhand. Oh, he's clattered by Hudson. And now Lawrence has fallen into Will.
Oh,
someone's got their gloves off from the Devils.
Boris is there.
He's got to be careful, Boris.
No, he's just going to say, pack it in. Kids on the floor.
Oh, and it looks like the gloves are going to come off. Boris Volabik. Again, I'm not seeing who he's fighting. He's thrown a lot of punches at Josh Batch. Round 2. And down goes Batch. He's still hanging in. Boris feeds him with another right. And another over the top. This is a real good scrap. And down goes Batch under the weight of all those right hands from Volabik.
Well, Volabik told him not to.
And we got all of that on the replay, I think. Oh my gosh, Volabik is just
pounding the helmet.
I think a pile driver. Batch has gone down just under the weight. And a lot of them are hitting helmet. But when that kind of onslaught comes at you, Batch has done well to hang in there.
See how he holds his head so he doesn't clatter it back on the ice.
Yeah.
You know what? You can say what you like about the guy. He went in to try and get him to back.
Yeah.
And now we'll see what's happening. Looks like, I think, Volabik and maybe even Batch could end up off. Certainly Batch is going.
I don't know whether that's because he's being thrown out or he's got some kind of extra penalty. No, Boris' door's open
instigation
as well.
and. We'll have to wait and see.
Arguing the point. He won't change their mind though.
No.
What was I just saying about the... Oh, it's nice to see them just leave him in after a couple of scraps, which are fair play.
Well,
None of these fancy dancy...
He's putting his helmet back on and Tate's gone back out there, so
Yeah.
I think he's going.
Yeah, looks like he is. Oh, he's going to be a hero here at the Skydome, I think, Boris Volabik. The way he conducted himself. Not so much for him last year. Lee, top of the circle, will shoot into the pads of Stewart. And Volabik's getting into a bit of the rough stuff with Myers behind the net. Straight away.
If there's going to be a centreman in the Elite League who's going to get his nose dirty in the paint, it's going to be Matt Myers.
Blue line with speed, shoots, glove stop from Stewart, reached behind him and it's kicked away by Hook. And Chalmers is having a little bit of afters with David Clark down there as well. Are they going to go? That'd be an interesting fight.
They are both also known to fight.
Yeah.
You know, Chalmers has had a couple in his Blaze career. Clark's dropped the glove on more than one occasion.
Volabik's going across as well now. Not happy.
This is getting a little bit heated.
Yeah, what was I saying earlier? Volabik's still having a go at David Clark. It's only a matter of time before someone steps in to diffuse this, I think. Beach at the top of the circle lets one go up into the netting as Volabik's going after a giant, and he's really lost his rag with Chris Beach.
Walls has just looked as if he's tried to stick a Blaze player from the back there, and now Darnell's getting involved. I mean, Chris Beach didn't look as if he was at all interested in that fight, and you can't really blame him for, you know, Volabik's considerably bigger and a known fighter, and Volabik's absolutely lost it there.
Well, I guess he's just trying to put some energy into the team, but Chris Beach was happy just to play possum there, and
it looks as if Walls has been ejected.
Oh, Noble and Farmer going after. Oh, it's McMillan.
Yeah, I don't think Mac liked it. He tried to take him on at the knees there.
Yeah. Oh, Logan McMillan's finishing in style. It was a cheap attempt at a hit, and Logan McMillan took exception to it. He looks over at referee Tom Perring and says, "Did you see what he did?" And the referee nodded back.
Puck dumped in. Keith battling with Noble, and the gloves have come off. Adam Keith just mugging
He
Kevin
certainly
Noble.
did. You know why the line judge is lying all over Noble? Keith is the agitator, the starter.
Chris Beach and the boos are all ringing round the Odyssey Arena.
Yeah,
Matt
it's
Nickerson.
interesting to see Nickerson and Vlahovic both out there on the ice together early on.
There could be fireworks here. Looks as if he's ready to go.
Yeah, they look like they're, well...
Shin straps are getting ready, and looks as if the sticks are going down.
There we go.
I'm going to let you call this.
Thank you very much. So coming up to centre ice, Vlahovic and Nickerson. Gloves off, helmets off.
Crowd on their feet.
Yeah, just to each other out a minute, just not quite.
Yeah. Two guys.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? still not quite. Yeah, they're talking to each other still. Not moved in.
A couple of smiles there as well.
Oh, and
here we go.
Nickerson goes in. Vlahovic working to the body. Nickerson trying to go over the top. A big uppercut, and Nickerson puts him down. I think that was pretty tight.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so. A bit of respect from the two big boys there. You know, the Vlahovic knows he's going to have to stand up and be counted after the punches that he threw at Chris Beach. You know, in all fairness, he may as well throw him my 11-year-old daughter. Like, you know, Chris Beach isn't going to do anything. He hasn't had a major in 12 years, for goodness sake. So Vlahovic and Nickerson get it out of the way early doors. Liam Neeson's appeared on the screen and taking video has stepped out there. So that looks as if it's the first bout tonight.
I have a feeling it might not be the last.
I wouldn't have thought so. Well, do you know what? It
could be out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's done the right thing. You know, Vlahovic knows he's played at the highest level. He knows that he, you know, what he did. Well, I'm assuming he knows what he did and taking a few punches to Chris Beach.
Now Cowley on the far side. Oh. Big hit from there from Flemington on Cowley. Perfectly fair, but Vlahovic's gone over to have words, and now we've got a fight over in the corner. We've got Vlahovic and Flemington. Vlahovic throwing a few punches. Lots of tangling.
It's a bit of a wrestle.
No score draw there for me.
Flick one through from the point. It's blocked, and now here come the Devils 3-on-2. Haddad to the point. Josh Batch fans on his shot. It's fallen to Hendricks. He bombs one, stopped by Brian Stewart as Noble tries to clear the man in front, and well, the gloves are off already. Trevor Hendricks looking to get a piece of Kevin Noble, and well, we said that Noble was a marked man. He's just clearing out the slot, and that's enough for Trevor Hendricks to come down and look to take him out the play.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be Trevor Hendricks as well that was going to get his first shot on Kevin Noble. And it was always a matter of when, not if.
Pass up the middle. Trim will tip it. But and there's going to be a fight at centre ice between Havato and Quinnell. Mike Quinnell's first fight for the Coventry Blaze. Havato landing a few right hands. Quinnell will bat him down to the ice with a couple of his own. And I think it's safe to say you can give Mike Quinnell the decision after Havato started strong. You know, short but spirited bout.
Yeah, and it all came from Quinnell's hit on Culligan. He came in high. He did make contact with the elbow, and the Cardiff Devil. It was right in front of the bench, so they all saw it clearly. There was a quick discussion as to who was going to come on. Havato stepped up and said that this isn't something that we're going to be happy with in our teammates. I'm gonna step up.
Quinnell looks to fire one, tipped in front by Carl Hudson, and there's a bit more pushing and shoving. And as Tanaka's dropped the gloves with, I think it's Chris Jones down there. Bit of pushing and shoving, and Tanaka will trip over a glove, but those two have been going at each other all night, fairly equal in size, and one push and shove too many for usually placid when it comes to fighting Tanaka.
Tanaka is not someone who drops the gloves really at all. He will agitate, but doesn't really go much further than that. He tries to draw players into taking penalties there, and he seemed to just, that last bit of bumping with Chris Jones seemed to take a little bit of an exception to it.
Up with the linesman. Puck is out of the zone. And then back in, but offside. And Tanaka took a shot after the whistle. And that's going to cause a little bit more aggro. And there is a little bit of a sucker punch. Hewitt, I think it is.
Definitely some
who's in the middle of that.
Jason Hewitt.
Can understand why the Steelers are unhappy. The play was offside, and whether Tanaka didn't realise or thought he could get away a cheap one. Hewitt was not happy. And he had a little bit of a jab. You can see what Tanaka thinks. And you can understand why he thinks that. Has to be said. No question that a penalty will be called on Hewitt. He's already on his way to the box. And Kale Tanaka is not. Steelers trying to turn this into a 2-on-1. And they've gone offside, and Noble puts the hit in on Nelson. And then the Steelers come piling in. The penalty has been called. I'm sure Noble is going to spend some time in the penalty box. And yet again, it's Jason Hewitt right in the middle of things for the Steelers. And Noble has had his trouble with the officials and Dops this season. And he's certainly going to spend time in the penalty box now. And Jason Hewitt looks like he is done. So Noble gets 2 for roughing, and I can see a 5-minute major has gone on the board. 5+ game
finishes hit off the plate. Davis up to the right side. Bruton. Nesbitt holding on to the possession, and the Blaze have drawn another penalty. As Bobchek's gone in hard on his man, and there's going to be a bit of a scrum. This could see the Blaze on a 5-on-3 as McKeever's got his gloves off, and I think he has got a firm hold of Igor Bobchek. A couple of other guys in there as well. This is looking like Mike Hicks is going to ask Igor Bobchek to leave. Yeah. So that's not good news for the Coventry Blaze, being down another man, another defenseman as well.
Yeah, they have pulled Ross Cowley back to defend to help share the load, but of course Ross Cowley's in the box, and now Igor Bobchek is off the ice, so the Blaze are effectively 2 defensemen down for what you would envisage being at least the next 2 minutes, and one.
Yeah. Brendan Brooks hits the line with speed. The Clan's still on the power play for 10 seconds. Arson, and that one will. And that's bad. Mike Quinnell down on the ice, gets sticked, and now we're going to have a little bit of a brawl.
That is, if he's not getting a match penalty for that, then I'm going to be very confused, because
that's horrific.
He slashed him over the back of the legs while he's down on the ice. There is absolutely no call for that. I mean, any incident that irks Ross Venus enough to drop the gloves then is pretty serious. He has got to be straight out.
Chris Bruton will indeed be in the ice.
That is going to be another reviewable one. I'm absolutely certain of that.
You can't do that. You go up and make a move. Lauzon to waste some time. Chip it on in. Landed. A big hit on Fritsch, and it wasn't the best. And the gloves have come off between Matt Keith and Carl Lauzon. Wants nothing to do with it.
Lauzon's not having anything to do with that at all. It was a big hit, but there was nothing wrong with it. It was a perfectly legal hit. Matt Keith has just come in. I don't mind that, a bit of defending for your teammate. But I'd be interested to see what the call is made there, because Hicks didn't have his arm up for a penalty.
Far shooting lane opens again, and eventually Stewart hangs on, and there's a push and a shove. Noble involved. Pasha jumps in as well. Salazar spreads it wide. Salazar again. Shot goes in front. It's a big battle brewing. Valabic has hold of Patton here. Well, are they going to go? Big Boris loses his helmet, and he's throwing punches. Well, there's not a great deal that Patton can do. And Valabic is not happy. And now he wants to try and get at Didier Mete. Huge, huge figure. Finally, they're going to calm down.
Devilment about Nesbitt's play. Tanaka feeds it into Tate. A really late hit up on the boards, and that looks like a really bad one. Davis coming in, he's not happy with that hit late on Haywood. They're all filling in here now. Davis being dragged by the collar here. No gloves dropped as such, but there's real agitation. McKeever just being held out of the action. Well, Davis, that's Haywood who's down, and he looks really badly hurt. He's not got back to his skates yet at all. Well, the Clan fans calling for that one. Well, it was just off the puck. It was a really late hit anyway. You'll obviously get hopefully the benefit of a replay at home. Calling it the naked eye here, it's difficult to see, but I know Haywood certainly looks, at the very least, winded. Well, Kale Tanaka still sat in the penalty box here, debating his case. But it will be Kale Tanaka who will leave this game to cheers around the arena. A really important player for the Coventry Blaze, and potentially a real turning point here in this very, very tight game.
I don't know whether he fanned that dump attempt, but the Steelers picked it up comfortably. Lauzon tangling with Colonetti. Oh, that's a bad hit comes in from Debian behind the red line. David Clements is stepping across.
We'll see if we can get
pushing
that
and shoving.
Get that on replay again. We see Quinnell's coming in. Debian, and that's charging. That's jumping. That's charging into the head. That's a terrible hit. That's really quite bad from the New Sheffield forward there. We'll get another look at it again.
I'd be surprised. He jumps into him.
He jumps in, and the point of impact is on the head. That's a really bad play.
That the D usually we try to clear those rebounds. Bounce straight out to Raj, who made no mistake about that one. Is Boris trying to fight here? Oh, no way. They're going to go? No.
Well, it looks like it. Do you want to call it? I'll let you call it. You know what you're talking about.
I'm so confused here.
He's going to take it.
Oh, my God. They're going to go.
They are?
What the hell, man?
You can call it.
That's supposed to be my fight. Well, Kiefer's obviously given up a lot of size here. Boris is a big man. He made me feel small when I was squaring up with him. If he's got a broken jaw, I can't see him having a broken jaw right now. Oh, Kiefer landed a good one. Boris is hanging on. Boris is going to unload here with a power shot. He hasn't thrown one yet. He's a big boy. Yeah, here he comes. There was one. Kiefer's holding his own here against a bigger fella. Good body shot by Boris. And they fall to the ice, but I'm really, really surprised that but Boris is trying to spark his team up here. Obviously, he's got an injury. Taking your helmet off to fight like that, you don't want to do it usually, but he's definitely trying to fire his team up after that first period.
Adam Keefe did a great job there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, giving up a lot of size, and Kiefer's a gamer, and everybody knows that, not going to start trouble against us. Kiefer's always game to go.
I know Boris Valabek's a big unit.
Oh, he is.
And he's trying to spark his team there, but I'll tell you what, if that doesn't spark your team, your captain doing that for you, playing against a guy that size, then there's something wrong with you.
I mean, the guy's a monster. I'm not a small person myself. When I was lining up, when I was scoring up with him earlier this season, I was like, oh man, this guy is huge. But good fight, giving the folks here something to cheer about again. And what a way to start off the second period with a little fisticuffs. Nobody's knees got hurt in this either. Nice.
Craig Peacock do.
The whistle will eventually go now. Hewitt and Jordan Petrus down by the benches are going to fight. And Jordan Petrus has landed a couple of big right hands, and Colin Eddy decides he wants to join in with the fun. Much to the ire of Boris Valabik, who has been fighting despite wearing the full face visor. Him and Fitzgerald are involved. Steph Hogarth is not keen to let the two heavyweights dance by the look of it. trying to calm the game down. Probably quite right. A little uncomfortable on the penalty box as the ice is a bit dodgy there. He'll drift in. Nice work. He's got Stewart to bite, and Vestberg will tap it in, which has been washed off, and there's going to be a fight. Vestberg, I don't see who it is for the Blaze. I think it's Petrus who came off worse in that battle. Zach Fitzgerald, excuse me, by the look of it, will be drifting towards the penalty box. Wow,
Hogarth had his arm. Stefan Hogarth had his arm up. It was there was a delayed penalty on it. So and it was on the Blaze. Brad Day was making his way off the ice.
Petrus has tossed his helmet on the way off. Yeah. Jordan Petrus, he shoots. Oh, a good stop from Murphy Lauzon to the hash marks. Robinson. Oh, and it came through, and the Blaze couldn't finish. There's going to be some pushing and shoving in the crease. I don't think this one is done as Bruton throws a haymaker. Vandermeer throws a couple of his own. The gloves have come up between Bruton and Vandermeer. Vandermeer and Bruton exchanging punches. They kind of cuddle and tie up now. Vandermeer tries to get an arm free. He lands a good left hand on Bruton, who I don't think he's sure if he can fight or not. He's going to throw a couple, both exchanging punches. Vandermeer with the right, trying to get it free. Bruton, I think, just tying Vandermeer up. And I think the linesman will be quick inbound, although it carries on a little bit. Vandermeer shoots a couple into Bruton, and he'll bat him down to the ice. Bruton looked gassed, didn't look like he had anything in him. And a good fight win from Vandermeer. One way to just show how frustrated the Coventry Blaze are after that one.
That's for 5 minutes to go.
Sacheti trying to make a way through there. And there is Boris Valbach getting involved with Nico Sacheti.
There goes the man of the match.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, he lost it in about 5 seconds.
That's you, that is. You've caused this. Same man of the match.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be thrown out for that. And he's off. He's done for the night, is Boris.
You know, you don't want the other team to get goal side of you with your back to the other goal. Oh, Boris Vlahovic comes in hard in from behind on Levi Nelson. And this will give the Sheffield Steelers a brief 5-on-3. That looked a bit of a nasty one from the big Blaze defenseman. Hewitt gets it back for Phillips. Oh, and Vlahovic came in hard behind Phillips. That was poor from the Blaze defenseman. This is his second incident of the night from a check from behind. The first was called boarding. I don't know whether he'll escape just a 2-minute minor here, Stu.
There's actually a tweet in relation to the first hit where
he's been shown the gate.
Yeah.
Here, Boris Vlahovic, which is going to be difficult for the Blaze down the stretch. The Coventry Blaze have a massive 4-point weekend. They've won 6 on a row against the Steelers. And as Matthew, Guillaume Debian shot the puck at the buzzer, took a two-handed swing at Noble. Well, you talk about your dops. That puts a bit of a downer on what's been a spirited performance by the Steelers. But I don't like seeing that.
No, there is no reason for that whatsoever from Debian, and that puts a shine off a great performance from him. And he's going to be ejected for it. He's being shown off it, so I suspect there'll be a little bit of DOPS activity after the.
Brad Voth did a couple of incidents similar to that in his playing career, and it looks like Mike Quinnell had Debian's stick, and this is going to end up nasty. The Steelers' Culinetti's gone round the back looking for a scrap. He ended up getting punched by Chris Bruton, and we have a good old-fashioned brawl with a very angry Culinetti trying to get through the linesman. They've tugged him down to the ice, and it's still going on with Jason Hewitt going after Mike Quinnell. He's watched by Ross Venus, and well, I don't know whether the on-ice presentations are going to take place here for the Steelers, as it's still not pleasant down there. I'm going to have to make my way down there in a 6'2". I might need a bulletproof vest and a hard hat, I think.
I think Dean Smith is indicating that he wants everybody off. I don't think he's going to allow the handshakes to take place. So I think it's going to be get the Steelers off the ice. If the Blaze want to do their presentations, then so be it. But I think we'll be seeing the Steelers disappear.
Find McDonald. We're going to have a fight behind the play. Cam Jansen's dropped the gloves. I think with Kevin Noble. Jansen gets his right arm free. Throws a couple of punches up high on Noble. Noble's just trying to protect himself here. Jansen with a good right hand. And Kevin Noble stays on his feet. Can all Cam Jansen in that fight. Well, a couple of people at home who've tweeted in wanted to see Jansen versus Valabic. We'll have to settle for Noble instead. And that one was all the Panthers, man.
Battle in the corner. Fabian trying to say that he didn't have hold of Lowe's on stick. The officials agree. That shot comes through traffic and goes wide. That one has no traffic to go through, and Stewart got into trouble. And then the check came in. And this is turning into a Royal Rumble out front. There may well be a penalty for interference. You can see the signal. But as the check comes in, as Stewart covers up the puck, Noble sent crashing into Brian Stewart. Osienko, the guilty man. Just to feed the pass through. Retto onto it. Oh, and I think he's had a little bit of a slash at Stewart. And that's going to be a penalty. And the Blaze are coming across to let him know that that's not welcome. And this game is turning ugly again. Looking for that pass, feeds it out into the crease. The puck is sitting there, it's tucked away under Stewart. And there were bodies all over, and Valabic wants to get into the face of Levi Nelson.
Yeah, some pushing and shoving. I think it's Jim Jorgensen and a Steeler. It's just sportsmanship from Valabic here. Obviously, he wants to wind Levi Nelson. Levi Nelson's, I think, the top Steelers point scorer against the Coventry Blaze. He's just going to make sure he's honest. He's not going in deep on